All right, so I'm back in Singapore and we have to go through some of the news that actually happened when I'm away. So there's some things that I want to really go through first. So first up, let's talk about the whole entire crypto sphere. So Bitcoin basically went to pretty high heights, of course not to the all-time highs, but we are starting to see the trajectory towards the all-time high, starting to see that line again. But of course, I would have more opinions on that, which I will leave it until the end. We also have to talk about Ethereum because Ethereum just got an ETF that was recognized by BlackRock. And that basically brought Ethereum upwards of $2,000 again, which is pretty bullish for Ethereum. But again, I do have some opinions on that. I do want to talk about a certain stock that I actually do have holdings in that went bankrupt. Which, sad to say, I'm not very proud of it. Which was WeWork. I did buy into some shares of WeWork at about $1.10 ish. I bought, well, not a lot of it, but I have about, I think, $6,000 worth of it, and it went bankrupt. And yeah, so I kind of lost all that money. Not exactly my best moment. And that actually happened on the second day of my trip, which made me lose, just made me lose a lot of feelings for the trip, because I lost a lot of money on that for no reason. But it is what it is. It was a gamble to begin with, so that was kind of on my part. Don't really have anyone else to blame but me, because I did get into it expecting it to move upwards because it's close to bankruptcy. People might buy into the company because they might do a bankrupt play of some sort. And then because that sort of kind of happened. But of course, right now, surprising, WeWork Q is actually at $1.20. Okay, so effectively, I've not lost my money just yet. So I can see how that actually works out. But I did put in about, I think, $4,000 worth to have a stop loss of some sort. I set it up right before my trip because I didn't want to think too much about it. And I sold all of them at, I think, about 85 cents or something along those lines. Yeah, but ultimately I lost roughly about $3,000. I'm not too fond about it, but it is what it is. Just thought that I want to address it a little bit for you guys so that I did get into something pretty risky. I did not want to disclose my position because I know for a fact that it was a risky position to begin with. And if I were to tell you guys to get into it, I don't want to kind of make you guys think that, it's a safe stock to get into. I still much prefer you guys get into relatively safer stocks, bigger companies with bigger market caps, with better PE ratios out there. Okay, so now let's go back to the crypto entire thing. I don't think cryptocurrency is going to go all the way up, simply because right now, all the people who are the speculators of Bitcoin and Ethereum, let's just call them the crypto speculators, right? The crypto speculators are basically pretty much the main buyers of the crypto sphere at the moment. And the issue is they would eventually have to cash out sometime. So Bitcoin, they can either cash out at the 45K mark, 50K mark, 60K mark, I don't care, at whichever mark that they're going to be cashing out at, you are expecting someone to be holding the bag on it. And I think that's the thing about cryptocurrency right now, is that somehow, somewhere, someone is going to be left holding the bag. And chances are the people who are buying into cryptocurrency right now do not want to sell because they see the momentum going up, which again, fair play. As a trader, I do understand, I do respect the hustle upwards to the top. But at the same time, you have to understand that when crypto go all the way to the top, it doesn't make it any more valuable. It just makes the number more frothy. And that's going to be what we saw back in 2021 again, which is when we saw Bitcoin go all the way up to 60K, 70K, and the number went up, but the actual value did not go up. It didn't make sense that Bitcoin was suddenly worth this much more money. It was simply worth that much more money because there was a willing buyer at that price. And I think that's kind of the difference between the stocks market and crypto market. Because the stocks market, you can say that, yeah, it is fairly backed behind the assets that it holds. It's backed behind the earnings that it has done in the past 4 quarters. It's backed by the guidance of the amount of money that it will be making for the next quarter, things of that nature. But that's not being properly reflected on the crypto side of things. So for crypto, when a price goes up, it only goes as high as whatever amount someone is willing to buy it for. And my concern is, if you are going to be getting into cryptocurrency right now in this sort of hype momentum, you might not know when to get out. Because I don't know when to get out. Like right now, if I were to get into cryptocurrency, I don't know when to get out. And I think that's going to be my issue. I think that's going to be a very, very big issue of mine where I'm unable to get out in time. And I think that's why I'm still refraining from getting into the crypto sphere. I do understand that there's going to be a lot of money to be made in the crypto sphere. But let's not forget what happened in 2021 and 2022. All those money can easily go away. I'm pretty sure there were a lot of millionaires made in 2021. And a lot of them lost the same status in the same year as well. So I think it's not going to be easy for you to just say, I'm just going to all into crypto and I think that that's going to make me a lot of money. Of course, that's a very possible situation as well. But that's just not what I would actually be going into. Because I think at the end of the day, when you actually reach the end point of it, when you want to sell, everybody wants to sell. It could be at the highs, it could be at 10% below the highs, and then people are saying, okay, you know what? I've got the profits that I wanted. I've had my fun. I'm going to liquidate everything. I'm going to sell now. And then that's going to just create a crash. And who knows? You might be the last one holding the bag. So, again, invest at your own risk. Don't invest whatever that you're not willing to lose. And that's just kind of like the main advice, I guess. And now let's talk about another thing, which is interest rates. Bonds market just basically went crazy. I was looking through the news just earlier today, and I thought that the bonds market was absolutely insane, especially with what Jerome Powell did for the latest FOMC that I already made a video about when I was in South Korea. He did not increase rates on the federal interest rates, but like I expected, the reason why he did not increase the 25 basis point increment as expected by a lot of people is because the treasury yields are already very, very high. And the things that if treasury yields are high, it's basically doing the job for the Federal Reserve. There's no absolute reason for the Federal Reserve to also increase rates alongside with the treasury yield going upwards. And I think that, again, the next 2 years is most likely going to be a very interesting plane. I think I'm going to reiterate this again. I think the stocks market is not going to be very fun in the next 1 to 2 years. It's going to be pretty bumpy. Again, of course, I'm not talking about short term. If you're looking at it in like a 2-3 months sort of scale, maybe your stocks might be up 10-20%, some even like 40%. But let's not forget, we do this for the long run. And if we're talking about 2, 3, 5, 10 years, we could easily be seeing year to date about 2% increase, 4% increase. Just look at Tesla, for example. People would think that Tesla went to the moon. There's so many good news for Tesla. Let's be honest. You got Cybertruck coming out. You got great earnings all the way. You got so many good things for Tesla getting into marketing, them actually increasing their battery usage. Everything that is good about Tesla, they have done it. And they're flatlining. They went up all the way to $220 after the rates paused by Jerome Powell. And now they're back down to 202. I think right now they're trying to kind of recover a little bit back to like 209-ish. trying to get a little bit of a recovery. But again, Tesla is such a good company, and yet it is flatlining. So what do you think about your actual good companies that you think can actually be better than Tesla? I think those are the things that you have to really think about. But anyway, I thought that should be enough for my video for today. I am going to be looking into next employment report. I think that's going to be the most interesting one that's upcoming. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Bye.